What's up, Kriks? My name is Shawnlee and welcome to my 2JZ drift build series. On a previous episode, I measured my brake lines and clutch lines, installed my power steering reservoir. I wanted to use an aftermarket one, but that didn't go that well, so I used the stock Alternator power steering reservoir. Did some thermal wrapping for my wastegate pipe and fabricated my whole intercooler piping. I made some mistakes and I learned from it, but I was really happy how it turned out. Now that the intercooler system is finished, progress is going good, so now let's continue our progress on the 2JZ drift build. Sit back and relax and enjoy this episode. Alright, I have some stuff on my to-do list, just some minor repairs here and there. So, as you can see here, I kinda messed up this thread over here. Can't really screw this in, so I'm guessing to take off the arm and try to repair this thread. Because I have no money to buy new arms. Try to salvage this as much as I can. I was going about this issue the wrong way because I'm supposed to put pressure on a ball joint so that I can use the gun to tighten this nut, which actually can be done on the car without disassembling the arm. I actually didn't have to take out the arm. I just needed to wedge a piece of wood. Yeah, so I had to take a wood, wedge it and try to tighten the nut. Looks like it worked. So over here, I'm actually applying pressure with my butt. I'm really using my whole body for this and tightening a nut. Alright, good. Done. Then I installed the other half of my long shaft while being on the phone with my best friend. Say hi to Kevin. I don't really know what the conversation was, but I think he was just talking to me about his day at Japan. Then I started feeling all the fluids for the car. I started with the diff, and the filling plug seems to be on real tight. Ooh! I hurt myself. I'm actually using a two-way cast LSD, and I kinda missed out this part because I did it during the pandemic. One thing I forgot showing you guys that I replaced all the bushing on the rear subframe to solid bushings. So I had to drop the whole rear subframe and bring it to the machine shop to get them replaced. The material of the bushing is made out of PU, which is polyurethanate. Polyurethanate is kind of like a plastic rubber-ish kind of thing. It is definitely more solid than rubber. As you can see, there is like a metal pin in the middle of the polyurethanate because it reinforces the polyurethanate and also makes the durability better. The pros is it lasts really long, almost like forever, but the cons is you'll get a lot of vibration on the chassis because it's so solid. Now back to the current timeline. Filling up the gearbox oil. So it's getting dark, it's getting late. I kinda started late today, but I managed to do the plumbing for the wastegate to the boost controller. It's a bit of a mess. Fill in the gearbox oil, the diff oil. Tomorrow I think I'll just bleed the brakes and the clutch. And that's about it. Then I probably can start it and probably reverse the car. I'll be happy if the car reverses and actually go forward. But we'll see tomorrow. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it for a day. I should have started early. Yeah, my bad. Start late. So the next day, I just bleed the brakes. The process of bleeding bricks would be easier if it is a 2-man crew, but since I'm just like a 1-person crew, I decided to use the wood to hold down the brake pedal. I also bled the clutch too. Hold up guys, make sure you subscribe to my channel, it will help my channel a lot, and also check out my merch which is out, the Kriks Racing Tee! Check it out on Shopee, and the first 30 people who get it will get a Kriks sticker. I'll see you guys. Alright, thank you for the short break and back to the video. Now it's time to see whether it works. It's kind of like a big moment for me because it's the first time the car is going to be entering a gear and probably reversing. So let's hope it reverses. Let's hope I set up the clutch right and the car can reverse after 3 years. This is crazy. It might not be a big thing to anyone, but for me, for the car to reverse and just go forward, that means I kind of install everything right. Alright, big moment. And finally, as I tried to put it into reverse, it really went in. And right now is to release the clutch and slowly reverse the car. And it moves! I was like, finally, the first movement of the car after 3 years. I let the car idle for a while so that it could break in the engine, but it suddenly just died. I tried starting it again, but it didn't want to start. The worst part is I don't have a fuel gauge, so I don't know whether I have petrol or not. But anyway, I'm super happy because I did go on reverse gear and it worked. The clutch works, but now I'm not sure whether I have petrol. Alright, I found out the issue. My fuel pump wasn't plugged properly, so that's why one of the fuel pump wasn't working. It was not feeding the feed surge tank, and I hope it works now. Problem solved. It was the fuel pump. But anyway, the idle was a bit weird because I think the car is not tuned, it's just running on the base map. Yikes, that's very rough idle. So apparently that there's a bit of an issue because it idles well when it's cold, but when it's warmed up, it has this crazy idling issue. And I still cannot figure out what happened. And then suddenly I just realized that my fuel pump is not running simultaneously. It's only running one fuel pump, so I'm trying to figure this out. It's been like a week trying to figure out the settings for the ECU. This is hard, but I believe I can do it. With some help of some people from Ken Racing, and trying to troubleshoot it with him to find out what's the issue. Is it the fuel? Is it the ignition and all? Like to do the calibration for the ignition. A lot of things to learn. I feel so stupid at this field. Like I don't know anything. It's true, I don't know anything, but in time I shall learn. And it's been raining every day. I'll update you. Hopefully by the next clip, it idles well at high temperature. Trust me, it's been few days. I've been on this like a few days. It is very frustrating, but at the same time, I'm not gonna let this defeat me. I'm gonna do this. It was a rough week for me that time because there was so many problems after problems and after problems. Check the ignition and try to calibrate the ignition, but it can't idle well, so I need to wait for it to cool down and then repeat the process again, try to calibrate the ignition timing. Yep, it's a whole crazy ass process. I'm not forgetting about flooding the spark plugs many times. I have to open the spark plugs and put it back, and I actually broke my spark plug, so it's kind of sad because these are like new spark plugs. It's real sad. Keep calm. As I was keeping calm, I realized I went through another big issue. So I'm really sad right now. Let me explain. So I've been trying to check the continuity for the exhaust sensor and the boost controller's 12 volt. I got mixed up with small letter X, big letter X right there, because I got my notes wrong. It's not supposed to be small letter X, sorry. It's supposed to be big letter X. That's the reason why my O2 wasn't working. And the sad part is I'm gonna need to cut this boot, and this boot is really expensive. This is a Raycam boot and I have to split it open to change it. I'm not sure if you guys, whether you feel the pain, but it happens. Actually, the boot was made to be removable, but it seems like I shrunk it too much that it became too tight to even pop it out. Oh, we got this sucker out right now to put it at the right place. You put me in the wrong place, Shawn. You're stupid. Yes, I am. There better be continuity now. Yes, I did it. I found it. My stupid brain. And voila, there was reading on my lambda sensor. Before that, there was no reading at all. Wiring. Then I had more issues. It seems like every time when my engine fan turns on, the engine dies. Right now I'm going to try to troubleshoot the fan. I bought this fuse box and I'm just going to try to bypass this fuse where my fan is at. I want to see whether it affects the engine when the fan turns on, so I'm just gonna bypass direct to the battery and fingers crossed. Oh my god, my hair, I look like a mad scientist. At this point, I'm just troubleshooting everything I could to find out what's the issue of it. Oh, there it is. And off the fan to see whether there's any fluctuation with the idle. It works. The fan is running and everything seems to be working, but I think the RPM is a bit too high. I don't know why. That rhyme. Then after that, I realized that my battery light was on when my engine was running. So I suspected that my alternator is leaking current because my battery voltage is fine and the battery light was dim. So I decided to get a new alternator and replace it. So I bought this online and it's rated for like 150 amps. It comes with a pulley. This is the one that's on my car. They look a little bit different on the housing, but I think the brackets are the same. As you can see, this one has a plastic back cover and this one has a metal cover. Let's hope this one lives up to the specs. 150 amps and let's get this in. Yes, do not drop this on your face. It feels like, you know, when you're playing handphone on your bed and then your phone just smacks right in your face. Done with the brand new alternator. Nice, but not nice for my wallet. So I put on the belt. Let's test it out. Moment of truth. Let's try it out. Seems like I got a good voltage. The tuning's a bit off, but the fan is on and it's stable. It seems like this episode is full of frustration and problem solving. But you know, it's part of the game of building a car. Everything doesn't go smoothly, but I'm glad that I learned a lot from this. Please subscribe if you haven't, because it will support this channel a lot. And on the next episode, we'll be working on exhaust pipe. It's going to be exciting. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Whatever you're doing, quick it up.